This week on Barbell Shrugged, welcome back to the show, Kendrick Farris, our good buddy and two-time USA Weightlifting Olympian team member of the Universe Galactic Award Federation. Barbell Shrugged is brought to you by you. To learn more about how you can support the show, go to barbellshrugged.com and sign up for the newsletter.
Let's get it. Whatever you prefer. All right, welcome to Barbell Shrugged. I'm Mike Blutzer here with Doug Larson and Chris Moore with CTP behind the camera. We have traveled to Miami, Florida for the MIA Classic weightlifting meet. With us, we have Mr. Kendrick Farris.
What up, Kendrick?
What it do?
Olympian.
What it do?
He lifts weights. He's really freaking strong.
He's all right at it.
He travels the world doing seminars, teaching people how to be strong too. And oh man, the coolest thing I see you do is usually on Instagram with like you're repping out squats with like 500-600 pounds. It's legit.
Yeah, that's the old videos. That's the old videos. I get people that get on to me now. You know, they want to dictate my Instagram or my Twitter. They're like, man, you used to post videos or you used to do this. I'm like, dude, it's a picture of me and my niece. Like, what are you talking about right now? You know, let's keep it light. But we do a little something on Instagram.
Well, they follow your personal Instagram and they get mad when you post pictures of your personal life.
Yeah,
it's not just weightlifting.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They're like, you mean to tell me you're not at the gym all the time, squatting 500 and 600 pounds? I'm like, nah, I like to go to my niece's birthday party or go to dinner with my family. If you don't want to look at it, I mean, man, you can unfollow.
A life outside of weightlifting.
I know.
How dare you?
That? What is wrong with me?
I know. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Oh, it's love, though.
And make sure you go to, before we go any further, make sure you go to barbellshrugged.com, sign up for the newsletter, and we will notify you when we post these awesome podcasts, because sometimes we post a bonus. You don't want to miss out on that.
That's right.
No doubt about it.
Man, how'd that thing with Diane Fugo?
I think it went great, man. Like, man, the people came out. You know, we really vibed out. I think people were really excited. We got a lot of positive feedback, and me and Diane, man, I think
you guys
the way we met,
right?
Oh man, it's crazy. We already knew the vibration was really strong. You know, like when we met and actually got to have an opportunity to converse, and it was like, okay, exchange philosophies and just talk about lifting and life. It just works, man. Yeah, and I think the people really saw that. They were actually surprised that was the first time we worked together. They're like, so you guys haven't worked together before this? We're like, nah. They're like, this is amazing. So to hear that feedback.
Where was it at?
We did it out at NorCal, you know. Jason Khalifa, you know, shout out to the big homie, you know, Gary Fisher, you know who it is, CrossFit Miranda, all of those people. So we did it at their spot at San Jose.
Excellent.
So everyone they could sense the synergy between you two, even though it was just your first time really working together. Everything just was flowing.
Man, the flow was right. You know, we weren't trying to talk over each other. Nobody was trying to be more right than the other person. You know, so it was smooth, man. Oh yeah, it was smooth.
So I guess like both of you are pretty open to new ideas, receptive. You know, acknowledging that the other person has a tremendous amount to bring to the table. That makes for a perfect coaching environment.
Oh yeah. Diane, you guys know her, man. Her attention to detail and wanting to soak in the information and wanting to be able to dissect it, to give it to the people. I mean, just the way she does that alone is like, that really captured my attention and, you know, got me wanting to work with her. So it was smooth, man. And me just being me, you know what I mean? Talking just cracking jokes, talking about different things and things that I reference to weightlifting and how it just works. So I think the people, they loved it. You know, that's what we got back from it. So
yeah,
cool.
Diane's really good about believing that her way isn't the only way, and she's very accepting of new and different ways of doing things. She's not really locked into one particular way. So I feel like she'd be a very good person to partner with and to work with, because she's not going to be so rigid in her mantra or her philosophies.
Oh yeah, I mean, and neither am I. You know, we both agree that there are boundaries when it comes to the movements. You know, those boundaries, they keep you in line, and then you want to make the movements as natural as possible. We both agree with that, so that made it easy. You know, my coach, always taught me, like, if you get an opportunity to work with different coaches, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to seek that knowledge and figure out how you can make it work for yourself. So
how'd the conversation get started?
I think it was at the American Open. You know, the one that was like all snowed in and iced in.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so we just got a chance just to really talk.
Was that the one that caused CTP to miss a concert?
Yeah, you know what?
Look,
That American Open was, I think, pretty unique in that it was all snowed in.
Yeah.
So people didn't really go out and do things too much. So everyone was like locked in the hotel. There was a big party one night.
Heck yeah.
It got a little out of control.
Did it get out of control? I don't
Snowing,
remember.
man.
Like,
So we broke into some things.
oh yeah, on that floor.
Hold on now, what? There's some more of a story here than I
broke in like it was like what was it, the second floor, like
Yeah.
it was closed, man. We broke in, brought the party upstairs because they shut the bar down at like
1.
1 in the morning. I was like, what are y'all doing? Like,
Yeah, we're
That's
still
pretty early,
drinking.
man.
yeah, they like make you had to like pour your drink out or like give it away to them. So I was like,
Yeah, so
wait.
people
I was
went
like,
out
here,
and
you
bought
can take
cases
mine.
of beer.
It was
We went
crazy.
upstairs.
Yeah.
We got into like the competition area.
Yeah,
We had like
drinking on the platform.
it was crazy.
yeah, we had like little competitions going on. People were like doing wheelbarrow races
Yeah,
and stuff.
handstand walks. I'm just sitting. I wasn't
Handstand
doing it. I most definitely was watching though. It was very entertaining. I was like, man, come on,
Yeah, I got a lot
keep
of.
going. But
I
you
got
know,
a
be
ton of
safe.
footage. I got a ton of footage that I couldn't post.
Seriously,
I had a lot of footage on my phone. I was like, I'll wait till tomorrow morning to see if.
But
this
why
is
not
posted.
post it?
I was like, that person probably doesn't want to be seen doing that.
Yeah.
That person doesn't want to
Yeah.
be seen doing that. I was like, oh.
Crazy.
So yeah, if you want to see people doing questionable things, you got to show up to the competitions yourself.
Yeah.
You can't enjoy it, on the internet.
we make people turn their phones in. You know, once we get together, you gotta put your phones in a hat or something, and just have
Turn
a good
them in,
time.
man.
Yeah, turn them
Oh,
in.
but everyone got snowed in, so that actually allowed for like some connections to be made.
Yeah.
Because people weren't going out as much. People were staying in the hotel, and I know me personally, I ended up hanging out with people I might not have otherwise hung out with, and got to form some relationships.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was a pretty. Some people didn't get to make it, but it was a really fun time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we got to go watch Kanye West.
We saw Kanye
Yeah.
West, brother Kanye. It was though.
It was all
Hey,
CTP's idea.
He got snowed in.
really brought it together. I was sad that you couldn't make it out, man. But the concert, man, it was awesome. It was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Well, he's the kind of guy you want. Everybody wants to. Well, at least some people want to hate on Kanye, but I think you can't deny, guys. His ego projects. He fills the room and can rock 20,000 seat arena.
I don't even. My thing about Kanye, I don't understand what people are hating on. Like, I don't get it. Like a lot
They
of
hate
people feel
things
like
so
the
damn
music.
confident. Like
He's
they
been that way
disrespect
though.
the confidence.
He's been that way. Like, I don't think it's not anything new. So why is it so shocking? That's what I don't understand. Like, if you watch Dave Chappelle on, I think he was on Jimmy Fallon like not too long ago, and he was talking about when he first met Kanye. Like, he's just being. I guess just being Kanye, right? And he was like, "Who is this guy?" And he's like, "I knew this guy was a star when he was on the phone. They was watching these sketches about like Rick James. This is before like all this stuff it came
Yeah.
out. Someone called Kanye. Kanye picks his phone up and he's like, "No, I can't do that right now. No, I'm not doing it because I'm watching sketches that have never been seen before." And, yeah, my life is dope. And he just hung up the phone on somebody. I was like, yeah, I knew this guy was a star. I like Kanye though. He's dope, man.
My only complaint about the whole show is that he wore a mask for over half of it.
Yeah.
And I felt like that took away from it. Because once he took the mask off, I felt like it got better.
Did you not believe it was even him?
Well, no, it wasn't that. It just like, well, there was that question, but it still just didn't feel as personal.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. I was like, I know he said something about, I mean, it was in an interview. He was saying he didn't want to be pictured making certain faces. I don't know. It was something weird, but I was like, okay.
It's art, Kendrick. It's art, man.
That's how I looked at it. I was like, he's rocking it out. I mean, the way he was moving, I was like, okay. I'm vibing, but whatever, man. It was a dope show. So.
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
It's too bad you couldn't make it, CTP.
Dang, bro.
I wouldn't even bought my ticket if it weren't for him.
No, look, I think me either.
he's
Because he was
pissed.
texting me. He was texting me, bro. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll go ahead and buy some tickets. Me and my wife, man, we checked it out.
6 months later, he's still pissed about it.
Man. And then he texted me. He was like, don't bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up, bro. I wasn't going to bring it up. But, yeah, the show was fire, bro. Yeah.
Well, you're doing seminars all the time.
Yeah.
But you're also preparing for the Olympics. Do you feel like that's
yeah.
eating into your ability
We
to
saw
train?
you holding the shoulder earlier.
Nah.
I mean,
Yeah, I had to move this microphone, man. This thing is heavy. This mic
The audience
stand.
didn't see
Have
us, you know, scurrying about with all this equipment, not wanting to unplug anything, moving it onto the platform because this is the dopest scene for the podcast.
I wasn't smart enough to get my positions on point. Like, I'm all hovered over the shoulder. I mean, chest was all sunk in. It just
I was
wasn't
joking
right.
with Kendrick that you can jerk 400 pounds for 10 reps. You would never get hurt doing that shit, but you would definitely get hurt moving this chair with the soundboard on it, but doing something silly. That's how it always works in the weight room.
That's how it goes down,
Yeah,
man.
you don't get hurt doing anything heavy and dangerous. You get hurt doing like bending over, pick up a pencil.
For real.
How much?
shoe?
How much? I mean, we travel a lot, and I know it affects
Yeah.
our training. How much? I mean, how much are you traveling for real?
No, look, honestly, to teach, I only travel maybe once or twice a month at the most. Like, it may seem like I'm always in a different place, maybe because I post when I'm at that particular place, but majority of the time I'm at home, man. I train. Like, that's my primary focus, you know. So if I get an opportunity to go and teach, like I said, once or twice a month, I'm gonna do it. Other than that, I'm at home training with the fam, chilling, you know, posting pictures of me and my niece that people don't want to see.
See, people may forget that though. Like, you know, they see you when you're out and about, and they see you travel here and there, but they forget like, so it'll be this good and to make a serious run. You gotta be planning. You gotta be working. You gotta get up every day, go to work, right?
Bro, in the gym, like I'm not playing any games, bro. Like I've been doing this almost 17 years. It'd be 17 years this fall, you know, and I'm figuring little things out, and I'm excited about it, man. So moving forward, like I said, you know, I'm in a new weight class, 94 kilo class. It's gonna be exciting.
That's excellent for people to hear you say, like 17 years in, I'm figuring little things out. Like this is, you're just now still learning and learning.
Still learning.
It never stops. The polishing never quits.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep an open mind. You know, I know my father-in-law. He likes to say, you know, a mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. So that's how I like to be, man.
Like, you're all right, man. That's wise. That's wise.
Yeah.
When did you make the switch from 85s up to 94s?
It was at the end of 2012. You know, when I started, you know, eating and, you know, putting the weight and stuff on. Like people that see me now, pancakes. Dude, I was killing them. I'll still eat pancakes. Like, if I'm going to actually eat breakfast, it'll be pancakes and a protein shake. You know, most of the time I'm just kind of drinking like smoothies or protein shakes now.
It's not much hunger in the morning?
Nah.
Just do something easy to get the calories in?
Yeah, just get it in just so I can just move and, you know, have something in me. I don't like to feel full. So as long as I can get something in me, feel like I can get some work done,
I don't like
good.
to feel full unless I'm slamming a stack of pancakes.
That's it. But like, if I do that, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm stationary, man. I'm not.
I like that style. It's like,
how often does that happen?
I'm gonna do it all in or nothing at all.
Like, I don't look like, you know how like The Rock will post pictures like eating like 20 pancakes. Like, I don't do that. I actually love pancakes, so I don't want to overdo it. Like, I don't ever want to eat so many that where I'm like,
pancakes.
And if I'm eating them, it's only like 4. Like, I probably eat like 4 pancakes, protein shake. Keep it real smooth. That way I can eat them every day. I don't get sick of them, bro.
Yeah.
So most people, they're going up a weight class because it's hard for them to stay in the lower weight class. But it sounds like you're like really trying to like keep the weight on to get in 94s. Is that the case?
Well, at the end of 2012, you know, it was hard for me to cut the weight. Like, now I would be training at probably about 88 kilos, still doing the same dieting, and it was hard for me to cut down to 85. So I knew I've been in the 85 kilo class since the summer of 2004. So I've been in that class for 8 years, and I knew it was time for me to go ahead and move up. So
you grew out of it, man.
Grew out of it, man. I got old, man. You know how it is. You know what I mean? I'm in weightlifting. I'm considered, you know, one of the old guys. You know, the young guys are doing that thing, and that's what it's about. You know.
How old are you now?
I'm 27. I'll be 28.
You're so old.
Old
I know,
for a
so
weightlifter.
You started at 10,
for a weightlifter, so at 11. At 11. Yeah, so that's
you got about 2 more years, and then everything. The
then
wheels
it's a
are gonna
wrap.
come off.
It's a wrap, bro. It's over with for me. So it's all good. I'm gonna make the most of it right now. You know, I'm in a new weight class. I'm excited. I haven't even maxed out on my lifts. You know what I mean? Like on the competition lift. So I'm just focused on training movements, getting stronger, perfecting the movements, and you know, just seeing what the future's about. I feel good about it. So we'll see.
Now that you can eat more food, are you able to stack on more volume? Now that you're not like trying to like watch your diet and limit your calories.
Nah, I don't have to. Like, I just now I'm back in the groove of where I was at. I can say from like 2005 to 2008, where I just eat when I'm hungry. I can eat whatever I want to eat because I have the weight on now and I have my body weight where I want it. Like,
so you moved up and now
my weight
it's
is
just
perfect.
your appetite controls how bigger, you know.
That's
you
kind of
just stay that size,
bro. I'm good. Like, I probably walk around weighing like 92 to 94 kilos. I keep it right in there. Like, I'm good.
No, so you don't try to walk around 96.
Nah, I don't do it. What's the point, bro? Like, I've done the cutting weight thing. I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
Like, I can just show up and just lift. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to compete tomorrow,
that's
we
probably the
can put
biggest
it on
mistake
again.
people make, man. People get so wrapped up in trying to cut down. Like,
Dude.
let your body be strong where it is. Like, wouldn't you want to go into the meat as strong as you want to be? Like, it doesn't make any sense to tear yourself down right before you're going to try to lift.
It's weightlifting, bro.
Yeah.
You weigh in 2 hours before you compete. What are we doing?
But you can do 3 kilos.
Bro, I'm not touching that. I've done that. I'm telling you, because it's hit or miss, bro. I've done it.
It can't be.
There's no way to predict how you're going to feel after
you
that
know
shit.
it, but I know you know how you're going to feel when you go in the gym and just train. You're like, man, I felt great. And you think you're going to feel that same way, but when you cut weight, man, we're losing a lot. We know this, but
so when you approach 2016 Olympics,
bro, it's going to be crazy.
You're going to...
We're coming, by the way.
We're going to be there.
Be there.
But are you gonna still have that same philosophy? I'll hang out between 92, 94.
Same philosophy. Shit, I might weigh in. I may be 90 kilos.
Just wherever you feel best.
I'm not even joking, bro. I feel like I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna be exactly where I need to be. That's it. So I'm not even focused on like, okay, man, I need to make sure that I'm weighing exactly 94 kilos. Nope. I'm gonna make sure I am as strong as possible.
Yeah,
that's all I'm worried about.
When you travel around, you bring all your food with you. Are you like super anal like that, where you like you want to have all your calories prepared ahead of time, or you just like show up and eat wherever?
Nah, I can eat wherever. I ask questions, like how they're preparing certain things. But as far as just like traveling through the airport, I mean, I smash trail mix. That's it, bro. I'm serious. Man, you can ask my wife, bro. I eat trail mix all day and just fluids, just drinking water and eating trail mix. I'm not even joking.
How many lifters right now like trail mix? Yeah, got it.
They need mark it off. Mark it off. I'm serious, bro.
Yeah. So this is a whole lesson into itself. Like people get so wrapped up in the details and minutia of what they're eating and how their time and shit, and they get all paranoid about it and lose their confidence. Like the best thing you can do going to meet, be confident in how you trained, be confident in what you did in your preparation. Be you, be physically what you are. Go in there and be confident, fucking wreck it.
For real. Look, hey, we're dropping. This is some free knowledge right here. You know what I'm saying? And most people, it sounds so foreign to them. Like they might not touch it, and hey, that's on them. So we'll see though. So, like you said, it's about being confident.
You gotta be confident.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's up with the 6 for 6 thing? I know some people they always try to go 6 for 6, and some people feel like if they get 6 for 6, they hit all their lifts, they have no misses, then they didn't go all out.
They said I didn't try. You know what I mean? So like the 6 for 6 thing, it really starts. We can go from an early age, just about building confidence that we talked about. So if you are confident in making lifts, you're not afraid. You're not second guessing yourself once you step to the platform. But when we talk about this shirt, that's what it's about. It's just about being focused on yourself. When we go into competition, I think a lot of people look at the competition or different competitors and they're focused on what they're doing instead of focus on going out and executing one lift at a time. I remember I put a post on Instagram. It was just a blank square. I said, my competition. Because I don't have any competition. Now listen,
how many people are like, I don't get this shit. What does this mean?
I think I was going up and down on Instagram like, photos not loading.
Yeah, people were so upset. I don't even understand why. So just like this, Mike, if me and you are gonna fight, if we're fighters, then you're my competition. I have to worry about you. But it's weightlifting. I can't control nothing you do on the platform. Why do I care? You're not my competition, bro. I just gotta go and lift.
Yeah,
I gotta worry about the weight. But people are just taking it. Oh, you're taking shots at this person, bro. Come on, man. Where I'm from, if I got an issue with you, I could tell you. I'm not gonna do it on the internet. Like, look at me, bro. Come on, really. Look at me. Do I look like the type of guy that just want to be an internet thug, bro? Come on. I'm not about that, man. I'm about doing what's best for me, doing what's best for my family. So if we're talking about weightlifting, I can only control what I'm doing. So being 6 for 6, you're making all 6 lifts. You know that feeling that you get when you make all 6 lifts. That's the type of feeling we want to have people trickle over into their lives, man. So be 6 for 6. That's what it's about.
Rewind that and write it down, man.
Write it down. It's my boy Danny Slag, man. That's the guy that does he does all the designs for my product line. He did the Pancake for PR shirt. People love those. You know what I mean? They love the crown shirts. Danny, he put that together. So this is his thing, man.
I've got that coffee mug now.
You got it?
6 for 6.
You got to drink
coffee mug.
You got to get it in, bro.
I'll have it in my trailer. We're drinking coffee right there.
By the way, the blank Instagram post is pretty gangster Kanye West style maneuver.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people don't understand Kanye. Maybe his boldness is just him trying to express something deep.
Listen, I'm about to really just start just expressing myself, you know what I mean, and just being more open to people. And it's not that I haven't been, but some things, you try to monitor the way you say certain things. I don't want to say this because I don't want to upset this person. If you say this and then you anti this, I'm just like, bro, I love everybody and I'm extremely confident in what I do. If you met me, I don't disrespect nobody, bro. Yeah. I treat everybody the way I want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? That's with respect. That's with love.
Golden rule style, man.
So they should know me. But like I said, I just don't have time for any fluff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just want to give people the real, man.
Yeah. The last time we talked, you were not snatching a lot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still kind of in that? I mean, you talk about you were just saying like you were working on technique a lot more.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like when I first found out how little you snatched during certain periods of training, I was like, oh. And and you're talking about working on technique now. Are you snatching more often?
No. It's in my training. I'm not doing it more often. You know what I mean? Like, I feel confident in the movement. I know what I got to do. I haven't maxed out. I don't need to right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had to pull out of the Pan Ams. I had a little setback. I'm back on track, so I'm looking to go to nationals. If I go to nationals and compete, it'll only be just to bump my toe up a little bit. I won't go and max out.
Oh, so you'll be there next month.
Yeah, so I'll probably
cool.
be there. I can't guarantee it, but I might be there. That's the plan right now. But I'm just looking to be prepared for the World Championships. World Championships, I'll max out just to see where I'm at, you know?
Yeah.
We talked about that too with MASH, how another mistake people make, so they're worried about what other people are doing. And they show up to meets and they treat each little meet like it's the fucking World Championships. They're going to push themselves to the breaking point every time they get on the platform, which
they do.
If you're doing it right, that should be, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a year. At least if you're young and you're trying to get your legs underneath you. But
you're going
to push it too hard
that way.
That's crazy, isn't that?
Yeah, but you put too much pressure on yourself every time you expect maximum performance. Like, you're not building, you don't have a long-term plan.
Bro, I've done it. That's why I can speak on it. So, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I've
we've
done
all
it.
done
Like, that's what I'm saying. So if when you speak on certain things like this, let's say you're in a position that I'm in, you speak on certain things like this. Oh, this guy he's just being a dick. He's just doing this. I'm like, bro, I'm not even trying to be rude to nobody. I'm trying to help y'all.
I fucked up, and I'm trying to keep you from making my mistakes.
I did this. Don't make my mistakes, baby.
Yeah.
Be better than me. That's what I tell people.
It's just like when your dad or somebody tells you, "Here's a lesson." You go, "Man, fuck you. You don't know it. You don't know.
You don't know what it's like."
And then you know what? Now I am a dad, and then you might have this experience too.
Yeah.
We go, shit, I can feel myself about to try to share these lessons, and I just know my kids gonna be like, man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, oh my God, it's full circle.
You don't know. You never been this age.
Like when your parents trying to tell you something, when your parents trying to tell you something, they're just telling you, translate into this, I have fucked up so much. I'm just trying to help you. That's all it is.
For real. I think this is what I'm gonna tell my son.
I'm not trying to make you uncool or ruin your fucking good time. I'm just trying to tell you not to screw up.
That's what I'm gonna tell my son, dude. I'm not playing, bro.
Dude, I know I sound like a dick, but listen, hear me.
Listen to me, man. Please. Damn it, son. I've done this before. Listen to me. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
But Dad, you didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
When you were kidding.
My son is crazy.
It'll be something.
He says stuff. He really thinks stuff like that, man.
How old is he?
He's 8. Like he doesn't think I was a kid.
He's getting into it now. I mean,
he's really getting into it, bro. Like
8 nowadays, I feel like is a mature age.
Because they have access to so much stuff.
He's running around with the iPad looking at stuff.
Got his iPad, Wii U, all this crap. You know what I'm saying? He's just cool. Well, he thinks he's cool. So I'm like, I remember when he was watching the Power Rangers, I was like, yeah, man, I used to watch the Power Rangers too. And he was like, I know. I was like, how'd you know? He's like, they had the Power Rangers in the 1900s. I was like, what? I looked around.
He's like on Wikipedia and shit, searching things, answering questions.
I'm like, I'm not old.
The 1900s. Oh, I love it.
My son's like 2.5. He'll pull up the iPad. And you swipe it, unlock it. He'll push the app he wants. He'll look at it and frown. He'll switch apps. I'm like, what are you? You're 2, man. You are 2 years old.
They own it, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Golly.
Man. But lessons. That's what we're just trying to give people, man. Life lessons. Just want to save them.
You will all be stronger and happier and healthy if you just fucking listen.
Just listen. Lighten it up. Move the weight around a little bit. Get stronger with some of the accessory movements. You don't have to go crazy with the snatch and clean and jerk every day. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I can post a great video. I got some videos on my phone if y'all want to see some.
So the basic lesson Kendrick gives, look, if you're going to, especially as you get stronger and stronger and stronger, you got to be a little bit more clever in how you approach your training. If you just go in there and try to smash snatches and clean and jerks all the time, it'll be cool for a little bit. You'll make some progress, and then you're gonna hit a wall, and then something's gonna break down.
Yeah, you'll get some followers on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff because people get excited about it, and I'm not against it because I post the videos. I've done it before, but I'm just like, I want you to save your body because if you can get older, you should be able to get stronger. You should be smarter with your, more strategic with your training and when to peak, and that'll allow you to be more successful at these competitions. We have the talent here. We can do it, but I don't know. Hopefully people listen.
So I got a question for you. If you're at a competition, actually, for this, what's your max for snatch?
For what, 85? When I was 85?
Sure.
162.
Okay, so
that's all I've done. That's what I did at the Arnold. Like I haven't maxed out since I moved up.
So if your max is 162, say you go to a competition, you hit your first 2 lifts, and say on your second attempt, you pulled 159. And you're thinking, fuck, that felt really heavy and I barely fucking got it. So at that point, do you think my max is 162 and I want to beat my max, so I'm going to go 163? Or do you try to still just post the best you can for that day and don't even worry about your old max?
Let's take a break real quick.
What competition is it?
Take a break real quick and we'll get back with that answer.
A teaser.
Welcome back to Technique Wad. I'm Doug Larson with the Barbell Shrugged podcast. This is video number 5 in the squat series, and we're talking about box squats. All right, so if you haven't been watching the rest of the squat series, video number 1 was the overview video. We actually talked a little bit about box squats in that very first video, because that's a very easy way to learn how to squat, is starting off of a box. So we're going to touch on it again today. As I said, video number 2 was front squats. Video number 3 was back squats, and then video number 4 last week was on spotting all different types of squats, front squats, back squats, and then again on box squats, and we'll touch on that again today as well. First, a lot of CrossFitters don't tend to do a lot of box squats, even though powerlifting has really kind of moved into the CrossFit community. Still, it's one of the squats that gets used the least, in part because you just don't put box squats in a Metcon or in a WOD for the most part. You use it for your strength work, which is fantastic, but it's not really in a lot of Metcons, so usually new athletes don't get introduced to box squats until they've been doing CrossFit for quite some time, and then they might get it as part of their strength program once they get a little bit more experience. So for me, the reason I like box squats is it's one more variation of squatting that you can do. Typically weightlifting style squatting, front squats, overhead squats, high bar Olympic style back squats. You tend to be very vertical with your torso, and it tends to be a very knee dominant style of squatting. Granted, you're still using your hips and all your leg muscles, and all those muscles are being used, so it's not like you're not using your hips, but low bar back squats, powerlifting style box squats, and just powerlifting style squats in general, low bar, wide stance, etc., they tend to be more of a hip dominant style squat, a glute dominant style squat. So today, if you haven't done a lot of box squatting before, it's a variation that you might want to pay attention to and that you might want to incorporate into your training down the line, because it'll help balance out the type of squatting that you're used to if you have always been doing more Olympic style squatting. This is a good variation to add to your programming. So if you haven't seen box squatting before, a lot of different variations that you could use. For the most part, you're just going to set up with a slightly wider stance than you normally would. If I do, front squats right here, box squats, I tend to go a little bit wider. I like that because sitting down onto a box with a very narrow stance, you'll tend to kind of drop straight down, and that's not very good box squat technique, even though in weightlifting you might do that sometimes. So generally I go a little bit wider, and then if you go a little wider, I tend to toe out just a little bit more. I'd find that if I go toes straight ahead with a super wide stance, then my femur's going that way and my toes are going this way, and that twists my knee too far the opposite way. Usually people toe out like this and their knee goes in and you twist your knee to the outside, but I find if I go toes straight ahead with a super wide stance, when I push my knees out, now my knee's being twisted the opposite way. You can get problems both ways, even though knees diving in with toes pointed out is more common. So a wider stance is okay. Knees wide over toes, like we always do. From the side, I'm going to want to land with a vertical shin, obviously a tight back, heels on the ground. What do people do wrong oftentimes with box squats is that, again, they stand too close together, and then they go straight down, and then they end up with this very forward shin angle. Okay? It's not the end of the world, but with box squatting, for the most part, you want to land with a vertical shin. So the reason I like box squatting with new people is you can have them just sit down on a box, tell them to sit up nice and tall, and you can physically grab their leg and move their foot where you want it, put their toes whatever direction you want them, and then you can say, okay, this is your perfect stance. They know exactly where to put their feet, they know exactly what position they need to be in, and then they can learn the movement from the bottom up. Okay? Now I don't have to figure out where to put my feet. I already know that when I sit back down, butt back, vertical shin, that I'm going to land in a good spot because I set up from the bottom at the start. So that's one of the reasons I like box squats, is because it's so much easier to teach new people how to get into a good position at the bottom of the movement. Okay?
Drake loves those squats.
Who?
Drake.
Drake.
Rapper.
Rappers love squats. Everybody knows that. So if you watch the overview video, you'll remember that the 3 big things that I always touch on with squatting is neutral spine, heels down, knees out over your feet. So you never want to round your back, you never want to be on your toes, you never want your knees to dive towards each other. Those are the 3 big things that I constantly focus on. With box squatting, I usually add a 4th thing, and that's vertical shin. Granted, on regular squatting, you want to have a vertical shin as much as possible, but if you're doing Olympic style squatting, Again, overhead squats, front squats, and high bar back squats. Unless you have very good weightlifting leverage, you're probably not going to really have a vertical shin, especially at the very bottom of the movement. But with box squatting, you're going to. Okay? So we have a couple options as far as what you can actually squat down to and sit down onto. You can see here I have, this is actually made for box squatting, and it's adjustable. But usually what we do is just leave it on the lowest setting, and then if we want to raise it up, we usually just put a plate down. A heavy 25-kilo plate isn't going to slide around, so we use that. Or if you have this is a 12-inch box, and then we have mats. These are nice, nice light foam mats that are easy to slip on and slip off, especially if you have a bunch of people that are squatting in a flight like you would in powerlifting. It's easy to have one person here and then just take off two, and then when that person comes back, you can just slide them back on, and you can change the height very quickly and very easily. Another benefit of having the mats is that if I squat 5 sets of 5, and I'm at this height 1 week, then the next week I can keep the same weight, and then as a part of my progression, I can just slide a mat off, and then the next week I can just squat a little lower, and then the next week I can just slide another mat off, and I can squat a little lower, and it's one more way to have a progression where you're having a training variable adjusted, but it's not necessarily just adding 5 pounds every week. You're starting with a lot of weight at a higher box squat height, and that's going to allow you normally to do a little more weight, and then you can slowly get lower and lower over time. So each successive week gets a little bit more difficult, and then you have that built-in progression. Okay. The other thing that I like to do with box squats, is use a safety bar. I'm going to borrow Chris Moore for the safety bar session.
Well.
Your time has come.
Have I been on Technique Lab before?
I don't know, has he? I think so.
It's been a long time, man. I can hardly remember.
Didn't you do a technique WOD on chains and bands or good mornings in your garage one time?
I guess I did. It's been like about a year.
You don't remember.
I don't remember. Cool story, bros.
Yeah, right.
Edit that shit out.
Okay, so Chris is going to use the safety bar. Go ahead and step in there. Sometimes we'll use a bench. Here's the third option that I was going to talk about. If you just want to have a set height, using a bench is just fine, but it's harder to add something like a weight plate or these bigger mats to adjust the height of a bench. You can put the plates underneath it if you wanted to. We've done that before, but for the most part, I don't really adjust the height of the bench very often. I usually do that with the boxes. But if you look at Chris from the side, I'll go ahead and unrack the bar. So he's using a safety bar. You can use whatever specialty bars you want. Box squatting with a safety bar or a giant camera bar is super common. But you can see Chris is very tall here. He's going to brace his core, get nice and tight, and then his hips are going to go back. He's going to try and keep that vertical shin as best he can. He's going to sit all the way down. Usually we like to rock back. Okay, he gets all the way back to a vertical torso. He's basically just sitting there. He's still tight here, but he's rocked all the way back, and he is sitting all the way down. Then he's going to rock forward at the hips, keeping that tight back, and he's going to push the floor apart, activating his glutes right off of the bench. A common thing to happen is that guys they push with their quads right off the bench, and they don't really try and squeeze their butt and squeeze their glutes right off the bench. So he wants to fire his glutes right off the bench. And the benefit of sitting all the way down is that you're killing all of your momentum and you're killing the bounce. A lot of guys like to bounce out of the hole. Well, with a box squat, it's kind of nice to be able to go down, sit all the way down. All that stretch shortening cycle plyometric effect is eliminated, and you don't get that soft tissue bounce where your tendons stretch and then contract. Okay? You're killing all that momentum, and then you have to use pure raw strength off of the bench, and that's just one more way to help yourself get a little bit stronger. All right, we're back. I'm going to do some demos. Chris had something else to do.
So sad. All right, we gotta get out of here, man. Sorry. Shit. Okay, you gonna live? You gonna survive this turmoil? Yeah. This strife? It's hot and you're tired, and you got show love your face, and you're really sad. Oh man.
All right, a few errors. Number one, you always want to butt back, knees out, and then sit nice and soft down on the bench. You obviously never want to just go down and just like crash down on the bench. If this is really heavy, this is a very hard stop, and you're going to fold, and it's going to fucking break your back. So you don't want to do that. So, maybe a 2 or 3 count on the way down, sit down real nice, and then on the way up, you want to lean forward a tiny bit just to get the weight back over your heels, but you don't ever want to try and get momentum and like rock out of the hole, especially with a safety bar. It's high. This is sticking forward and the weight is in front. It's going to make it want to roll, okay? This wants to be vertical, right? That wants to be like that. And so it's going to, as I go forward, it's going to want to keep rolling forward. And I've had it before where I've gone like this, and then it's like, and it just tips you forward. So if you have a spotter, you know, not the end of the world, but that's just bad technique no matter what. So you're going to lean forward and then try and come straight up. So I'm here, lean forward a little bit, and then my hips come forward right off the box. Try and keep that vertical shin the whole time. Right to here. At the top, I'm squeezing my glutes together. I don't end hyperextended like this. On my way up, I'm squeezing my glutes, and I'm pulling my hips all the way through at the top. So my ribs are down, my butt is squeezed, I have a neutral spine, and I'm not broken like this, okay? That means also if I start like this, then I don't break before I go down. I just bend forward a little bit with that neutral spine without hyperextending and getting that little bit of a tilt with my pelvis, okay? So I'm here, knees out, butt back, ribs stay down, butt's still trying to squeeze. Sit down real nice, rock forward, come up, squeeze your glutes to the top. So box squats are also fantastic for people that don't have very good squatting leverage. If you have a short torso, long femurs, long limbs in general, that's not good squatting leverage. So box squats are going to make it easier for you to do a full depth squat, squatting down to whatever you choose. And it's going to be much easier for you to box squat if you are a very tall athlete or an athlete that just is very lanky if you're doing box squats instead. And I kind of don't have very good squatting leverage, so if I have a little bit of a wider stance, if I have super long legs, I can get into this position just fine, and it might be really hard for me to sit all the way down like this if I don't have very good squatting leverage, unless I'm already very mobile. So that's another population of people that is going to it's going to be easier on your body and on your joints to do box squats is if you aren't very mobile already, especially if you have very poor ankle mobility. If you look at me with a vertical shin, my ankle in this case is barely bent at all, okay? Whereas if I hop over again, if I'm at the bottom of an overhead squat or something like that, I got this forward shin angle and my ankle is bent. So if I don't have very good ankle mobility, if I don't have very good hip mobility, then it's going to be easier for me to box squat. And then slowly over time, as I get more mobility, again, I can move a mat away and I can slowly ratchet myself down, and maybe I can eventually go back to full depth front squats, back squats, or overhead squats. So it can save your joints over time if you're not very mobile. Also, if you have any injuries, then it really can help you out, especially knee injuries, even back injuries to some extent. Some people don't like box squats because they think it's hard on your back. If you're doing it correctly, then it shouldn't be. If you're sitting down nice and soft, if you're staying tight, if you have a neutral spine and you're not round, then it can be just fine on your back. And what it does is it keeps you from going too low. So if I'm a person that doesn't have very good hip mobility and I go down to here and I know that at this height, you know, I got this box with 4 pads, or 4 mats rather, and I know I can keep my back tight there, then I'm not at risk of getting tired, getting past that depth, and then rounding and re-injuring myself, okay? Same thing with knee trouble. If I'm a person that I've been doing a lot of heavy cleans and front squats and I like to bounce out of the hole, and for some reason my knees are starting to get achy. You know, your knees can easily get achy if you're kind of always bouncing out of this position, okay? A lot of volume in that position, even with good technique, you know, it's gonna cause for achy knees eventually. Even weightlifters that are, you know, their technique is spot on and they compete all the time and they're really good at it, still it's a lot of wear and tear on your joints, and getting that bounce out of the hole can be hard on your joints. But with a box squat, you know, even if you're front squatting here, I can still get into this position where my knees, again, they're not all the way in full flexion. I have a more vertical shin here than I would otherwise. And then I can just come out of the hole there. And again, if I want to go wider, I can. It's not something people do a whole lot of, but there's no reason you can't do it. So just a couple of other variations you can put into your training. So in my mind, box squats are a very safe way to squat, and there's a lot of good reasons to do them. So no squat is necessarily better than any other squat. It all just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And if you know why you're doing it, then there's nothing wrong with doing box squats, even as a replacement for high bar, full depth Olympic back squats, if you're a person that has those injuries or a lack of mobility, or you're just not really built to squat in general. So if you have any specific questions about that, you can always send us an email or just go to barbellshrugged.com, and there's an Ask a Question tab at the top of the page. And then we also do live Q&As on occasion. You might be able to get in on one of those. So if you want to see more of the squat series, we're going to add, I'll probably do overhead squats next. And you can always go to barbellshrugged.com, click the episodes tab at the top of the page, click on Technique Quad, and all of our videos will be in the library. I'll see you another day.
Your dreams will come true.
That's all right.
And we're back with Kendrick's answer.
Well, Doug, you might want to give more quick refresher of that question for the ladies at home.
I'm basically asking you if you only care about beating your old PR, or if you're trying to post the best score for that day or the best weight for that day.
It's not. It doesn't even matter about the weight. I'm all about making the lifts at this point. It depends. It depends on the competition. So if we are at the World Championships and it's gonna come down to helping get points toward Olympic spots, I put it on. You know what I mean? We're gonna try for it. That's the day to max out. You know what I mean? And it's not like being in the gym where you don't have any adrenaline, you don't have the eyes behind you, and it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So if you had a competition like that, I'll go for it.
So what you're saying is tomorrow I lift. I shouldn't push it to the max.
I don't think you should.
You're equating what you're going to do tomorrow to the World Championships? Is that what it is?
No, this is his World Championships right now.
As beat up as he is, this is it. This is your grand finale. You're going to leave your shoes on the platform.
This could be the last time I walk.
Don't do it, bro.
Well, do you know the story here is that we had to talk this dude into doing it just like yesterday.
Last night.
Yeah, last night. Like,
no, he came over and talked to me. He told me, he was just like, yeah, I decided. He was talking just like this. Yeah, I decided to do it. But
that's the voice.
I'm gonna live. I was like, bro, are you sure? I looked at him. I said, are you okay?
You look wonky.
And he was like, yeah, I've only snatched a few times this month. And I looked. I said, so you gonna live tomorrow, bro? He said he gonna do it. I just said, man, be safe. I said, be safe. That's all you need to do, bro.
You did a PR
lay
clean,
hands on you. Gonna say
2 days ago.
Yeah, he's gonna be good with the clean and jerk. He said it's fine, but the snatches.
Clean's looking good. Snatch is a little funny right now.
But you have to snatch first before you go get the clean and jerk in.
Yeah.
So hopefully that shoulder holds up.
So that's what I'm saying. Just make some lifts.
We're gonna sacrifice the chicken to Jobu before you go out there. We'll get it all done. Like Jobu, bless bar.
I'm gonna come in with a bloody singlet.
What happened to you? I sacrificed a few chickens in the parking lot looking for PR today.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it is.
Man, we got a belt.
Yeah.
All right, all the other weightlifting meets out there could take a lesson from MIA Classic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny and his crew.
The belt's where it's at.
We need the belt. Man, Danny. When I'm talking about Danny, my boy Danny Slack. That's all we've been talking about. That's all we've been talking. We like, dude, we got to get rid of the medals. We need the championship belts. We need to keep one belt, and I think you should bring it to the competition.
That's dope.
And if you lose, you got to give it back. Like,
That's dope, man.
That would really hurt me if I had to give my belt back.
Oh, yeah.
You would train hard.
It's like WWE style. Dude, you'll be ready.
Yeah, you would.
You'll be ready.
What I like about this meet is that
I want that belt, by the way. I've
Danny
never
did a good
wanted
job.
a trophy or a medal before.
It might not be there tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna slide this out of here.
Yeah, but I think
it's cool.
Weightlifting still should be peaceful when people are lifting. Like, the music comes down, whatever. But Danny does a good job of injecting some actual soul. Danny's soul.
Oh yeah.
Injecting some soul and some energy into this meet. Heavyweight championship belt. Great art, great venue, great energy.
Music is popping.
Aside from that one point where they're playing some dance shit.
What they playing?
They're playing some Bee Gees remixes for a few minutes there. But hey, a few minutes.
You can rock that. I felt like what he played too long was the metal, and I know Danny really likes the metal. I was like, dude. I was looking around the room, and I almost felt like no one was hearing the music but me. I was just like, what is going on? Me and Garrett was sitting right there. We were talking about. We were like, man, he got to just slide some drink on right now. Like, just throw it away and then bring it back. Like, you can't just let it keep going.
I was digging the punk rock. I don't know. It all depends on where you came from, I guess.
No, listen, I like all kind of music. I'm talking about it. It just kept going.
But it's about the rhythm, isn't it?
I was like,
it's like training. If you go death metal all the time, you get numb to it. You got to go up in tempo, down in tempo. Then you recognize the changes.
Well, I guess we did. We went to Bee Gees for a second, and then I was. Doug said, "Are we even at a weightlifting meet?"
I didn't even know the meet was still going on at one point. I thought we were on a break.
Oh, damn.
Like, what dudes on the platform? Oh, they're lifting. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it got to be over, bro. They're playing the Bee Gees.
Doug would listen to, what's he like, that new metal stuff all the time.
I listen to metal. I listen to metal over pop rock for a weightlifting meet any day. Any day.
No, but he listen in the gym. He'd listen to like
the new
what's
guys.
he listen to? Mudvayne.
I don't know who that is.
It's like Doug's favorite training training music?
Well, Doug's got.
I like the old school stuff, man.
got
What's
good
old
taste.
school?
I like Black Sabbath, man. I like, you know
Oh,
what I mean?
shit.
Like
Hell
AC/DC.
yeah, dude.
Like that's more why, man. I can't really get with the new guys. No disrespect.
All right, here's the
I'm
thing.
just not familiar
my
with
favorite,
it.
my favorite artist to train to would be Danzig.
Mother.
Best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Why?
I feel that way though.
Are y'all in the gym with him when he's zoning out? Look,
I don't even know what Danzig is.
I know. Look, I saw it.
Doug, come on, man.
He was like,
Glenn Danzig was the lead singer for the Misfits. You heard the Misfits, Doug?
I've heard of them, but I couldn't
Okay,
tell you
yeah,
the
yeah.
songs.
the songs, yeah.
Man, I'm not a music guy though. I don't know who sings anything.
I'm not deep into it, man. Just
Yeah.
certain things, you know.
You said
But-
you mentioned like Black Sabbath, AC/DC, old school stuff is better. I agree wholeheartedly. I feel the same way though with a little bit of modern hip hop. Like I can't quite get into. I love hip hop, but I can't find new shit to listen to.
I can
almost
put
never.
you. I can put you on the new people to listen. Who are you listening to right now? And I can tell you about some guys that
You got a Spotify playlist?
yeah. No.
I gotta
I need.
sign for that.
I need to create one.
Oh,
bro.
If you make
yeah.
one, you can share it with us.
I was just talking
Hey,
about this
what
the
if-
other day with someone. I need
Yeah.
to make one.
Who are
bro.
3 cats I need to check out right now?
Man, people that I rock with. My boy Shu. You can look him up. It's Super Shu. It's it's SUPA. SHU, so Super Shu, and then my boy, they call me Killer, Cam Roland, you can look him up. My boy B Will. Those are some guys like from where I'm from, same city I'm from, that are really like just doing that thing, and I think y'all can vibe to their music, man. So check them out. Like B Will, he signed
All Shreveport dudes.
all Shreveport. You can check. I mean, if you guys are familiar with Lil Boosie, B Will, he signed to Lil Boosie, man. They got some songs out, so they're doing some major stuff that's about to like really just take storm.
So it's
man.
just like rock. If you don't pay attention to some of the
You looking at the
pop
mainstream
shit.
stuff?
No, get away
Yeah,
from that. Unplug your radio.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not knocking stuff that's on the radio. It's just certain stuff. I wouldn't even waste my time listening to.
I don't listen to the radio.
I can put you on. These guys I'm telling you about, they're on Spotify. Like, you can easily pull them up and jam the music while you're training.
I might
You
go
know
on
what I'm saying?
Spotify and SoundCloud. SoundCloud's where you can find the
Yeah.
stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Nah, for real.
That's got.
For real.
Make a playlist and we'll put it in the show notes.
That's what I
Oh,
need to do.
yeah,
Playlist to
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
I'll do that. How long does it take to make the playlist? Not too long?
Oh, take 2
Depends how long you want to make it.
No. I'll keep it short.
And you
I'll
can do
probably
it in
like
10 minutes
16
if you
songs
want
or
it.
something.
Yeah, like a training session's worth
Yeah.
of songs.
Yeah,
You
you
can
be
have a
dope.
ton of followers on Spotify now.
Okay, cool.
That's a bonus to the listeners.
Check it out.
We take care of you guys.
For real.
Do you have any different? Do you feel like this lead up to this Olympics in 2016 is different than? So it's 2 years out. Does it feel different than it did in 2010?
Yeah, I just didn't have the wisdom, man. You know what I mean? Because I was doing some really good lifts, but I hurt myself at the end of 2010, and I was trying to, you know how it is, you get listening to the noise, and what I mean by the noise is like, you know, all the people around and going to different competitions and trying to like max out every competition. So when I got hurt at the World Championships at the end of 2010, came right back to the Arnold trying to go crazy, and that's the one where my legs just locked up and. That's a crazy video.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see it on like gym fails, all these different videos. They'll play me just like balling
Some guy
out.
posted a video. Weightlifting is dangerous.
Yes,
Look at this shit.
super dangerous. Don't do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what happened.
Like,
And
no, it ain't dangerous. I was just being dumb. There's a difference.
for real, you got to be smart. Don't be dumb like me, guys. I've done it. So, and I was like battling injuries like all of 2012. You see what I'm saying? It was kind of just like off and on, but I was still able. Like I said, when it's off and on, like with the cutting the weight and injuries, it's just a lot of
So I
stuff.
feel like right now, 17-year journey, some
Yeah.
mistakes made, some injuries had,
Yeah.
ups and downs. It's like now are you sort of maturing and sort of getting right to where it's like this is my best shot. This is
Yeah.
it. This is what it's all led to.
I honestly feel like that's where I'm at right now. I feel really good about the training. Training lifts and stuff are moving exactly where I want them to move. Like I said, I had a little setback a few weeks ago. I didn't want that, but all I need to do is just adjust the plan. If I go to nationals, I'm not gonna go crazy. I can finish fourth. I don't even care. Like if I'm able to move my total where I want, then I'm good.
It's a little pressure test. See how things are.
That's all it is. I don't even care, man. Y'all seen me move. When it's time, I'll put some weight on, and it's not even an issue to move it. Like I don't have to.
It doesn't look hard most of the time.
I don't have to think.
All right.
Oh, can I make it?
Unfortunately, we're having to cut this show off because
it
we
down.
have to leave the building.
Who's making us leave?
Let's do
Nobody's
it.
Man,
nobody's
the
making
man,
us leave.
dude. It's the man.
I say we keep going until somebody comes over here and has the balls to tell us to get off this platform.
Look at him.
I'd be like, hey
You wanna
man,
take it to that level.
I'd be like, hey man, who you got to help us get off this platform? Is it you and your friend?
They did ask us to leave, and they were being nice about it.
Cool.
Oh,
We
well,
can wrap
shit,
it up,
dude.
man. You know it's all love.
Now you're gonna be an asshole. They're trying to be nice. You're being an asshole. Look
Well,
at
hey
you,
man, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm not being an asshole. I'm thinking of the fans. I'm the community. I'm trying to give them more
Look
bonus
how he throw
information.
you under the bus. Like, you didn't even think
You're
about
the
the
one-
Barbell
see,
Shrugged
you're the
fans.
one-
Look at you didn't think sellout. Like,
You're gonna let some punk at FIU tell you what to do.
Kendrick, where can we find you on Instagram, Twitter?
man, everything's the same, man. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Kendrick J. Farris. Just look it up. Check me out, blessedgym.com. You know, B6 for 6, all that, man.
And you
We out
got
here.
seminars and all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah.
have them out to your place.
Check it out.
We're good at it, man.
And don't forget to go to barbellshrugged.com, sign for the newsletter, and we'll send you nice emails.
And we'll get you all
Really nice.
We'll get you all that playlist, homie.
Let's do it.
We'll get you that playlist.
Thanks
I'm
for
gonna go
coming
meet
on
the
the
dude
show.
who kicked us off in the lobby out there. Like, dude,
Ask him, do you want to
That'll-
wrestle?
Yeah, you wanna
that'll be
wrestle
the-
me?
that'll
You
be
wanna
the
wrestle right
behind-the-scenes
now?
footage.
yeah.
CTP cam.
Yeah.
Chris Moore gets knocked out.
Oh shit! To learn more about how you can support the show, go to barbellshrugged.com and sign up for the newsletter.